And what about Lane?
Forget about Lane. There will always be another Lane. There will always be people like us to face him. We've done our part, and we've been cast aside. We can be anyone. We can do anything.
Almost a year, Ethan Hunt has been investigating an evil organization known as the Syndicate, an organization believed by many to be a myth. But when the CIA director shuts down the IMF, Ethan is left on his own and on the run. And now Ethan must figure out a way to take down this rogue nation without the help of the IMF. This movie understands tension, pacing, adrenaline, everything that makes an action movie work, this movie has. McQuarrie puts together so many great action scenes in this movie. There's a great scene at an opera house where they take all this time to set everything up, to build the tension, set up the situation, before letting it all pay off. The ways in which that scene plays with your expectations is particularly impressive. Scene in an underwater container, which is so tense you can barely breathe. Everything about that scene works. The sound design, the shot composition, the lighting, the camera movements. It's also beautiful and disturbing and engaging all at the same time. The amazing thing about the pacing in this movie is that very shortly after that scene, we end up in a great high-speed car chase, which then leads directly into yet another great motorcycle chase. These three sequences are happening basically one after the other, and yet the movie never loses steam because of it. And that's because Christopher McQuarrie does such a good job of planning out these scenes and knowing where to put a little character moment, where to put a little bit of comic relief, and make the scene work. The movie's also beautifully directed. Like, every shot lasts as long as it needs to last. The lighting feels very natural. Everything is very wide. You can always see what's going on. The other thing I love about this movie is that they figure out a way to create impact in the action scenes in a way that's subtle, unlike Ghost Protocol where everything is very in your face. Ghost Protocol, Brad Bird used big sounds to create an impact. And that's effective, but what's more effective is when you use subtle visual clues to create impact. Tom Cruise plays Ethan Hunt in a very interesting way in this movie. Ethan Hunt is a very confident character. He's very sure of himself. When he figures something out, he knows that it's the only way. In this movie, Ethan ends up questioning what he's doing. He's a bit conflicted. And Tom Cruise does a good job of subtly making that a part of the character, without it ever really bogging down the pacing of the movie. Rogue Nation introduces a female undercover British agent, played fantastically by Rebecca Ferguson. And the thing with her character is that she's always in danger and she's always trying to survive. And Rebecca Ferguson does a great job of playing someone that is always conflicted about the moral boundaries they have to cross in order to survive. Also very good at keeping her motivations a mystery, and when we do come to learn her motivations, we understand and accept them. And her physicality in the action scenes and the stunts that she does are also fantastic. Simon Pegg plays a character that in a lesser movie would just be the comic relief. But he never overplays the comedy. He never disrupts the flow of the movie. He still feels like a real character that belongs in the situation. And he and Tom Cruise have really good chemistry, and you buy that this is a true friendship. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is an intelligently put together and well-paced action movie that is everything you could ever want from an action movie. It's tense, it's exciting, it's beautiful, it's Mission Impossible. I'm gonna give Mission Impossible Rogue Nation an A.